There's a popular idea that the hot dog is the quintessential American food. Born and raised in the land of the free, right? A proud creation of the Statue of Liberty era. But here's the thing, the hot dog isn't American at all. Not even close. In fact, the humble hot dog has a history so tangled, so dramatic, and so full of fake origin stories that even historians can't agree on where it really came from. So what's the truth behind the world's most famous sausage sandwich? Let's go way back to the 1300s. The first sausages in recorded European history appeared in what is now Germany, around the city of Frankfurt. Records from the year 1313 describe a sausage made from pork and beef, stuffed into natural casings. The Germans called them Frankfurters. But wait, hold on. The city of Vienna, Austria, which the Germans call Wien, claims the same sausage as their own invention. They call them Wienerwursts. So right from the start, we've got two cities fighting over who invented a tube of ground meat. This debate has been going on for literally centuries. Frankfurt has a statute from 1487 that supposedly grants the city the right to call their sausages Frankfurters. Vienna counters with a recipe from 1563 and a butcher's guild that formalized the Wienerwurst. Some historians say the sausage came from a medieval hunting camp near Frankfurt. Others say Viennese butchers perfected it. The truth? Probably neither. Sausages like this existed all over Central Europe, and nobody invented them. They just evolved over time. But the argument sold papers in the 19th century, so newspapers kept it alive. Now here's where things get weird. The word Dachshund literally means badger dog in German because the long, low dog breed was originally bred to hunt badgers. German immigrants brought both their sausages and their Dachshunds to America in the 1800s. And because Dachshunds are long and thin, and so are sausages, someone, nobody knows who, started calling sausages Dachshund sausages. This is the first step toward the word hot dog. But we're not there yet. In the 1850s and 1860s, German immigrants flooded into American cities, New York, Chicago, Milwaukee, St. Louis, and they brought their food culture with them. Street vendors in New York City started selling Dachshund sausages from pushcarts in the mid-1800s. The sausages were cheap, portable, and quick to prepare, perfect for factory workers and immigrants on the move. The first sausage stands appeared in New York's Lower East Side, and soon every major city had them. In 1867, a German immigrant named Charles Feltman opened a restaurant on Coney Island, New York. He sold sausages in rolls, not the long bun we know today, but a simple bread roll. Feltman claimed he was the first to serve sausage in bread, saying he needed a way to let customers eat without getting grease on their hands. His restaurant became a massive hit, serving thousands of customers on summer days. But was he really first? That's where the next guy comes in. In 1916, a Polish immigrant named Nathan Handwerker opened his own hot dog stand on Coney Island, just a few blocks from Feltman's. But Nathan did something genius. He undercut Feltman's prices. While Feltman was selling sausages for a nickel, Nathan charged just 5 cents. But here's the real trick. Nathan's hot dogs were made with pure beef, not the pork and beef mix Feltman used. Nathan's stand became the legend, and Feltman's faded into obscurity. Today, Nathan's famous is a billion-dollar brand, and Coney Island is synonymous with hot dogs. So when did Dachshund sausage become hot dog? The term appeared in print for the first time in 1895 in the Yale Record, a student newspaper. A cartoon showed dogs tucked into buns, and the caption used the phrase hot dog. By the 1890s, the term was slang at Yale and Princeton, used by students to describe sausages in rolls. The exact moment of invention is lost to history, but the word stuck because it was funny, memorable, and a little bit edgy. Nobody knows if it was a joke about actual dogs being in the sausages. That's a myth, but the humor made it spread. Here's a myth that refuses to die, that early hot dogs were made from actual Dachshund meat. German immigrants supposedly threw the little dogs into the sausage grinder. This is completely false. Not a single shred of evidence supports this story. But the myth was so persistent that some German immigrants in the 1800s actually stopped bringing Dachshunds to America because of it. The myth spread through humor and gossip, not reality. Sausage makers have used pork, beef, veal, and chicken, never dog meat. The Dachshund connection is purely visual. Long sausage, long dog. Here's something most people never think about. Where did the hot dog bun come from? The first hot dog buns weren't designed for hot dogs at all. They were regular bread rolls split open. But the long, side-split bun that we know today, that likely appeared in the late 1800s. Some historians credit a German baker in St. Louis, Others point to a sandwich shop in New York. What we know is that by the early 1900s, the bun was standard. The bun changed everything. It made the hot dog portable, clean to eat, and visually iconic. Coney Island wasn't just a beach. It was the birthplace of American hot dog culture. In the early 1900s, Coney Island was the most popular amusement destination in the world. Millions visited every summer, and every visitor ate a hot dog. The Nathan's famous 4th of July hot dog eating contest started in 1916, and it became the most famous competitive eating event on Earth. In 2024, the record stood at 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes. That's about one hot dog every 8 seconds. The event has been held every year, making it one of America's longest-running food traditions. If hot dogs are American, then baseball is where they became immortal. Hot dogs and baseball have been linked since at least the 1890s, when vendors at ballparks sold sausages from buckets. The first confirmed hot dog vendor at a major league game was at the St. Louis Browns Stadium in 1893. By the 1920s, hot dogs were the default food at every ballpark in America. The tradition stuck because hot dogs were cheap, fast to serve, and you could eat them with one hand while catching a fly ball with the other. Today, Americans eat an estimated 20 million hot dogs at MLB games every single season. Walk through any New York City neighborhood and you'll smell hot dogs before you see them. The stainless steel cart, the steam rising, the water boiling, it's an icon of urban American life. The NYC hot dog cart tradition exploded in the 1960s and 1970s. Greek immigrants dominated the cart business, and many still do today. A hot dog from a street cart costs about $2 to $3, making it one of the cheapest meals in one of the most expensive cities on Earth. Some carts in Midtown serve over 500 hot dogs per day. The hot dog isn't just food, it's New York's unofficial currency. Chicagoans don't just eat hot dogs, they worship them, and they have rules. A proper Chicago-style hot dog goes on a poppy seed bun and gets topped with yellow mustard, neon green relish, chopped onions, tomato wedges, a pickle spear, sport peppers, and celery salt. That's 7 toppings. And here's the cardinal rule: no ketchup. Never ketchup. Chicagoans will literally argue with you about this. The Chicago-style hot dog dates back to the 1920s and the Great Depression, when a full meal on a bun was called a depression dog. Today, the Chicago-style hot dog is protected by cultural pride like it's a religious text. Speaking of ketchup, the war over hot dog ketchup goes deeper than Chicago. Heinz Company actually tried to promote ketchup on hot dogs in the 1980s with a national campaign, and Chicago absolutely revolted. Hot dog vendors in the city put up signs banning ketchup. Food writers called it an abomination. The National Hot Dog and Sausage Council, yes, that's a real organization, officially states that ketchup is only acceptable on hot dogs for children under the age of 18. After that, you're supposed to use mustard, relish, or onions. The ketchup controversy is one of the most passionate food debates in American history. During World War I, American soldiers in Europe discovered that the French and Germans had their own versions of sausage sandwiches. Soldiers called them Red Hots or Frankfurters. When they came home, demand for hot dogs skyrocketed. The hot dog became a symbol of home, of comfort, of America itself. After the war, hot dog stands popped up on every corner. The hot dog wasn't just food anymore, it was patriotic. And it was cheap, which mattered during the economic uncertainty that followed the war. During the Great Depression, hot dogs became a lifeline. They were one of the cheapest sources of protein available. For 10 cents, a family could eat. Hot dog stands became community gathering places, and the Depression dog, a hot dog loaded with every available topping, was born. In Los Angeles, the original Pabst stand started serving what they called a wishbone, a hot dog split and topped with chili, cheese, and onions. The Depression turned the hot dog from a snack into a survival food, and that cemented its place in American culture forever. World War II gave the hot dog its second wave of fame. During the war, hot dogs became known as Victory Franks because they symbolized American resilience. President Franklin Roosevelt even served hot dogs to King George VI of England during a royal visit in 1939. The king reportedly loved them. This was a huge deal. It meant a hot dog was worthy of royalty. After the war, the hot dog became a staple of backyard barbecues, drive-ins, and picnics. It was the food of the American dream. Today, Americans eat about 20 billion hot dogs per year. That's roughly 70 hot dogs per person annually. The hot dog industry is worth over $7 billion in the United States alone. The biggest brands, Oscar Mayer, Nathan's, Ballpark, Hebrew National, dominate grocery shelves. But the craft hot dog movement is growing. Artisan hot dog makers in cities like Portland, Austin, and New York are creating gourmet versions with Wagyu beef, brioche buns, and truffle aioli. The humble hot dog has gone from street food to fine dining. The hot dog didn't stay American. Every country has its own version. In Mexico, they wrap hot dogs in bacon and top them with jalapenos, mayo, and beans, called hot dogs California. In Japan, they serve them on tiny steamed buns with mayonnaise and seaweed. In the Philippines, hot dogs are often red and served with rice for breakfast. In Iceland, they top them with crispy onions and remoulade. The hot dog is one of the most adapted foods on the planet, and each culture makes it their own. You can't talk about hot dogs without mentioning the Wienermobile. Since 1936, Oscar Mayer has driven a giant hot dog on wheels across America. The original Wienermobile was built on a Dodge chassis and was the brainchild of Oscar Mayer's nephew, Carl. Today, there are 12 Wienermobiles on the road, each staffed by a hot dogger, a recent college graduate who drives the vehicle and hands out free hot dogs. The Wienermobile is one of the most recognized advertising vehicles in history, and it's been on the road for nearly 90 years. No hot dog history is complete without mentioning the health debate. In 2015, the World Health Organization classified processed meats, including hot dogs, as Group 1 carcinogens, meaning they can cause colorectal cancer. This wasn't new information to scientists, but it shocked the public. The hot dog industry pushed back hard, pointing out that eating a hot dog occasionally is very different from eating them every day. The debate continues, but hot dog sales have remained remarkably stable. Americans know the risks, they just don't care that much. The hot dog is comfort food, and comfort food doesn't follow rules. No food has its own competitive eating world quite like the hot dog. The Nathan's famous 4th of July contest is just the beginning. Major League Eating? Yes, that's a real organization, sanctions over 800 competitive eating events per year, and hot dogs are the crown jewel. Joey Chestnut holds the all-time record with 76 hot dogs in 10 minutes, set in 2021. That's about 21,000 calories consumed in 10 minutes. The sport has become a cultural phenomenon, with ESPN broadcasting the contest and athletes training year-round. The competitive eating world has turned the hot dog from food into entertainment. So what's next for the hot dog? Plant-based hot dogs are booming. Companies like Beyond Meat and Impossible Foods have created vegan versions that taste remarkably like the real thing. The future might be hot dogs without any meat at all. But whether it's beef, pork, chicken, or plants, the hot dog will endure. It survived centuries of debate, 2 world wars, a health crisis, and the rise of gourmet food culture. And it's still standing. Because at the end of the day, the hot dog isn't about nutrition or politics. It's about the simple joy of eating something that tastes good with people you love. That's the wild, messy, and surprisingly dramatic history of the hot dog. From medieval German sausages to American street carts, from ketchup controversies to competitive eating records, the hot dog has been on quite a journey. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button and subscribe for more food history deep dives. Drop a comment below and tell me, do you put ketchup on your hot dog? I know some of you Chicagoans are already typing angry comments. I'll see you in the next one.